We are from Group 4. We will present our assignment, which is about the challenges during the application of maritime English in maritime business. I would like to talk about introduction of maritime English and maritime business, content, impact, and conclusion.
Maritime English is an specialized language. It is used in the maritime field. It is an active language in transmission and it has certain terms. Maritime English develops students' ability to use English at least at an intermediate level. Maritime English is an applied course in which sailors must communicate with foreigners. The communicative role of maritime English is rooted in centuries of British seafaring translation but eventually evolved into an appropriate jargon associated with a branch of human activity. Maritime English not only helps with communication at sea but is also used in various professional roles in an industry with a strong international presence. It is important to have a common language that everyone on board can understand and communicate with. Maritime English is very important because English is a universal language.
The communicative role of maritime English is rooted in centuries of British seafaring. Crews use different methods according to their specific needs, but common to all of them is communication, both oral and written, which contribute to the safety of navigation. Since English is considered the common language while at sea, maritime English boasts a basic English vocabulary while incorporating unique phrases and terms to rule out any potential ambiguities.
Maritime business is a paradigm of global business. Its importance cannot be underrated as 19% of the world's trade at the present day carried by sea. In fact, the vast majority of the goods that form our daily life depend upon the shipping industry. As ships sail in the sea and ocean of the world, and as ports are now hidden away and not part of the everyday life of the people in port city, much of the shipping business is invisible and remains so to the mainstream business and management literature.
Maritime business, since at least the early modern period, has evolved as a main factor for the communication and formation of the international and eventually global market. Research in maritime business has involved around the formation and transformation of shipping market, the evolution of shipping fame and ship management, the effect of technology at sea transport, and on its productivity and freight rate, on trend of the nationality of the world fleet, and its denationalization or flagging out on seafaring, labor and risk at sea.
Hi, I would like to talk about the challenges during the application of maritime English in maritime business. Okay, the first one, coping with multinational, multicultural, and multilingual environments. Okay, the maritime industry has been known since the 15th century. Every country in the world involved themselves in this industry to generate the national economy. As a result of the emergence of this industry have led to the existence of various cultures and language on board. This is said to be because of the emergence of traders from all corners of the world who practice their own language and culture. Approximately 80% of the world merchant ships have become multilingual and multicultural. Multi-ethnic in terms of crew composition, and over the past 30 years, the world's merchant fleet has become highly multilingual and multicultural, with about 2/3 of the ships of the world merchant marine vessels sailing with a crew made up of several nations. Working in multicultural and multilingual environment can give rise to all sorts of communication misunderstanding due to personal, language and culture, and technical reasons. Okay, this can create confusion or mistrust, which can result in less than optimal performance at work. This situation can also affect the safety and management of the ship while on board. Unlike most other industry workers working on a board ship very physically and psychologically demanding for three main reasons. The first one, certain working condition with noisy environmental problems, fatigue, and exposure to dangerous cargo. Okay, the second one, a marked hierarchy organization, so that on a ship is all too easy to assign an officer of different nationalities to remain socially separate and to minimize communication if they choose to. Lastly, no clear separation between professional and personal life because seafarer spend a long time 3 years about away from shore and that's all. Thus, workplace become home and working and social environment are obliged to coexist. All this is especially important in relation to communication in the case of multilingual crews because crew members from a micro society therefore not only to have a good command of English to perform in their daily work specific language, but also to communicate fluently for social purpose general language. That's all from me.
Hello and hi everyone. The second challenge is gaining more awareness and knowledge of the English language in relation to the human factor. Poor language skill contribute to unsafe action by seafarers, violating of good practice and established regulations for work performance, and as a result, negligence and confusions that may include tragic result. Next is verbal external communication. Lack of key language skills needed to communicate and perform tasks as required. And written language, officer and crew involved in international voyages must be competent in understanding the written English language installed throughout the ships and content in reports, manuals, certificates, logbooks, briefings, checklists, declaration agreement, and other relevant instruments.
Next, the challenges of application maritime English in business maritime is enhancing the current regulatory framework in relation to maritime English. Every unit provides knowledge and practice in grammar, vocabulary, phonology, and communicative skill. The topic covered vary in scope may range for typically maritime English issues such as understanding any order or reporting damage caused by bad weather. At sea to typically general English issues such as giving personal data or discussing food on board.
Updating maritime English courses in view of multicultural and multilingual crews. Maritime English education must provide the global labour market with proficient English speakers, and any student who wants to become a seafarer must face 3 realities. Number 1, English proficiency is important for global safety and trading success, as well as promotion and salary. Number 2, a good command of English requires time and active practice, not merely memory retention, which can fail in stressful situations like shipping or industrial accident. Number 3, to fulfill the working and social demands of multilingual crews, a solid command of English is not limited to maritime English, but also general English.
The impact during the application of maritime English in maritime business can develop a model or approach of maritime communication training for the non-native speakers of English maritime and can develop students' ability to use English at least at in intermediate level. Maritime English is an applied course in which seafarers must communicate with foreigners. However, maritime English not only helps with communication at sea, but it also used in various.
Next effect is collaboration tools to support the distribution knowledge community by using computer-based training CBT, simulators, and e-learning in maritime education and training MET as collaboration tools. In this respect, most characteristics of the technological tools have not been used before in the current maritime education and training MET, and their extensive availability and accessibility make it a widespread tool for collaboration work today. Meetings, conference, group discussion, talk shows, and seminars can be conducted under maritime education and training institution, which could facilitate situated learning, information, and expertise exchange in the maritime English communication training.
Negative impact maritime English to maritime business. First, misunderstood communication. Accident can happen because of misunderstanding and sometimes they can be made worse. In another accident, there was a breakdown in communication between the engineer and the bridge. Second, difficulty of language causes of maritime accident. In this case, language difficulty may lead to very dangerous situation like if we have 7 different nationalities are present within the crew, it is very possible that 7 languages are going to be heard on board during the emergency.
Here we go to the conclusions. Seaborne trade is a global business activity by its very nature. Ships have been used the commercial purpose to across a river, sea and oceans since the beginning of seafaring, but they can also use to transport people. Although the globalization and international cruise are not a new phenomenon for the shipping industry, and the labor condition aboard the cargo and the ship themselves have changed to significant over the past century. That modern trading present new problems that are requirement global solutions. The carrying capacity of the container ship allow for the transportation of enormous amount the commodities the of all type and the size worldwide. Ship like gas chemical tanks may carry extremes hard zone cargo may save impact environment. Ultra large cruise carries and the large mobile object overboard by humans. Okay, thank you.
Maritime English education has important role to play in bridging the gap between culture and eliminating mistakes due to multicultural environments and communication difficulties resulting from cruise members speaking different language that may entail hazardous consequences. Communicating in English covers a wide range of cruise culture issues and culture is recognized as having impact on communication and safety on board ship. Therefore, the social side of shipboard interaction should not be neglected by maritime education institutions.
Effort has already been cited by IMO through legal instrument, recommended practice, and the development of a model course. The global challenge to maritime English teaching and research, however, remains on the implementation of today's ship industry requirement into the different educational systems worldwide and particularly on the adaptation to the European space for higher education as a common target for education at tertiary level across Europe.
That's all from us. Thank you.